Oh God, 2.5, 3 years. No judgment, please. No, dude, it takes time. Everybody's on their own path, so don't even worry about it. What is up, friends? Yeah, let me know what you guys are dealing with, and for everybody else in here, kind of, just listen to what Green has to say and what I have to respond with. Um, my question to you guys, if you're willing to answer, is are you guys profitable? And if you're not, what is the reason behind that? And you don't have to answer in a public forum, even though I would appreciate it and we could talk about it. But ask yourself that own question with a pen and paper in front of you. Am I profitable? And am I consistent? And if not, why? You may not know what to write after that, but just start jotting things down. What are some lessons that JoJo and John have been preaching from the mountaintops that I'm not following? What do I have to lose to integrate that stuff? Like working out, like taking a cold shower, like breath work, like coming up with a risk management plan. What am I missing? And what do I have to work on? If you guys are not, journaling this stuff down, or at least bringing it to a conscious level, you guys are, not setting yourself up for success. So I just encourage you guys to ask that question to yourself or to come out in a public forum and talk about it, because whatever you're going through, I promise it is not an individual specific thing that only you are going through. The emotions that we feel when trading, they're primal. Humans have been dealing with similar emotions for millennia. So, come out, and I encourage you guys to question yourself and others. All right, Green, what do we got? So I base my trade off of what my goal is. Going for a 3 to 1, or a 1 to 3, I'm risking around $350 or so. I think just trying to rush, not sticking with one strategy due to fear of missing out. Trading at times I know do not fit well with my style, but I don't want to miss out. Example, Asia session. My goal is 1100 to 1300 on 150 count daily. So right away, I see a few problems with that. I think your mindset is close to the right place. Yesterday, I almost blew my account from trading Asia. Yeah, dude. First of all, it's common, man. Don't beat yourself up. There's nothing useful that can come from saying, like, I don't know if this is worth it. Spending none of that crap. Beating yourself down is beneficial to move forward. On the flip side of that, I encourage you to actually say, what can I learn from, almost blowing my account in Asia? Start there. But as on a technical level, I really encourage people to stay away from daily profit goals. It's really dangerous. So you're on a 150K account. If you guys navigate to, I'll put it right here, this tab, and I know I bring it up, but it is very useful. That's why it's called USO Info, the tab. If you guys navigate there, check out that PDF that I have there. We can take a look at the 150K count, and we can see 9K profit goal, $5,000 drawdown per different prop firms. It's gonna fluctuate a little bit. Maybe it's 10K with a 4,500 or 6K drawdown, whatever it might be. But instead of looking for a daily goal of $1,500, that means you are leveraging a very big percentage of your account daily. What I love to look at, especially if you've been trading for some time now and you're not really struggling with the technical side of things, with strategy that you want to stick with, you're more so struggling with the potentially risk management, a little too much over leveraging of your account, but a lot of times it's the discipline that comes with that. And that ends up, you go on tilt and you end up blowing it, especially if you've been trading for some time. We could look at the bottom there. It says wins to profit goal and losses to liquidate. Those are consecutive trades, trading at 10 micros with a risk to reward ratio of 1 to 2, and not, scaling out early or whatever. So if you aim for a 1 to 2, not even a 1 to 3, at 10 micros, it will take you 17 good trade setups to get there. And that's what I really encourage people to look at, and not overlook how many trades it will take you to reach your profit goal. So instead of, framing it in an aspect of I should, or I need to be making X amount per day, anywhere from 1,100 to 1,500, that is a dangerous place to be mentally, because whether or not the trade setup is there, you're going to start egging yourself on, whether it's through temptation of watching JoJo take trades, or looking at the chat and seeing where other people are at. It's a dangerous spot to be from a technical standpoint, from a risk management standpoint, what you should be focusing on is, okay, it takes me 17 good trades at a 1 to 2 at 10 micros to pass this account at a zero balance. If you're already up a little bit, you're even closer. That's what we need to be focusing on. So instead of I should make money or I should be able to cash out or pass the eval or whatever it might be in 1 month time or 2 weeks time, whatever you have that time frame set at in your head, it should be, okay, I need 17 solid trades at a 2-to-1 risk to reward with a max lot of 10 micros to pass this account. So you can shift from a time frame in a money standpoint to a good trade standpoint. And that's what we should, I know I didn't articulate that the best, but hopefully you guys understand. Let me know if not. That's where our head should be. How many good trades do I need to take to pass this account? From there, you're really less concerned with the daily profit goals, the weekly profit goals. You could say, looking back at your trades, okay, this is a bad trade, but I made 3 really good trade setups. And then you could start to reinforce in your head, that's what I need to be aiming for. I may have 2 or 3 good trade setups in one day because price action is just really aligning with my strategy and my entry levels. And then you may have 2-3 days where there are no trade setups for your strategy or your entry levels, whatever you are looking for to take a trade. So I really, really encourage you guys to put your headspace away from those daily profit goals, away from a time frame of wanting to pass an account, to slow it down and look at it from a trading perspective, because that's what it's about. It's not about how to make money in X amount of time. What we're trying to develop here is, get yourself away from trading, your time for money. That's what a typical employee looks like is, I'm going to put in X amount of hours and I'm going to get X amount out based off of my hourly rate or my salary, whatever it might be. This is a different skill set, and you have to move away from that time frame, that daily profit goal. And I know I keep repeating it, but it is so important to understand that this is a skill set where your dedication, your discipline, and your technical analysis is what is going to bring you money, not how many hours you put into this. Because you could, like, some people become profitable in a couple months. Some people take 10 years to become profitable. Now that's an extreme example, but as far as consistency comes, it takes people typically a couple of years of consistent dedication, a lot of money typically, because they don't have a really good place to go from, a good mental space to walk through. So hopefully that, I wasn't reading the chat, I apologize, but hopefully that stuff makes sense, and hopefully you guys can kind of shift that perspective, look at this risk management PDF that I've created, and I really will help you if you guys reach out to me on my own, and we can come up with a specific game plan for you. But quickly on a sidebar, truly check out that PDF and look, if you're still on prop firms and stuff, look at the 300K account. Let me see right here, 300K account. So the biggest account typically that prop firms offer. This is based off of Apex, by the way, which they've changed some rules recently, so I've kind of drifted away from them. But you can look at the 300K count at the bottom. Wins to profit goal is 25 trades, but your losses to liquidate that account are only 18. So that's skewed pretty heavily to where you have to have a really good risk-reward ratio and a good win-loss ratio. But if you want to make the same amount of money, what I would recommend to you guys is getting multiple 25K accounts or 50K accounts. You can look at the bottom there. It's only 14 trades to get your profit goal, but you have 27 trades to before you liquidate, and those are 27 consecutive losses. So you have a lot more leeway when it comes to these smaller account sizes. And I don't blame the prop firms for making it look like you can make way more money on the 300K accounts. They need their business. They need to make money. But for you guys, what we're trying to teach here, get a couple 25K accounts, spread that risk across, aim for, anywhere from $75 to $110 a day. I'm not saying, again, I'm staying away from that daily profit goal, but when you do bring down those mental goals that you're aiming for, let's say I'm aiming for $110 per trade rather than per day, then things start to make sense. And if you spread that out over 5 accounts, you're only aiming for a small amount. You're only using 2 micros, But if you hit one trade at a 2 to 1 with 2 micros across 5 accounts, you're at $550 for the day. That's pretty incredible as far as risk management goes. But on the flip side, when you look at the 300K account, you only have one account, and you're trading anything more than 15 micros, which a lot of you guys I guarantee are on these big accounts. You're trading 2, 3, 4, 5 micros or minis at times. Dude, that leverage on your account is detrimental when you take those losses, and then those emotions start coming up. So this stuff's important to realize. Like, take a look on a technical level. You guys have the mindset to look at, your strategy and your setups on a technical level, but look at these prop firms on a technical analysis standpoint. Walk through this stuff. Be like, what is the most beneficial prop firm to get into? Should I spread my risk across multiple accounts? The answer is yes. But you guys definitely need to be, shifting your mindset into this stuff. So let me read through the chat. Hopefully I didn't rant too much. Hopefully you guys got what I was saying, and let me know if not. It is. I'm not profitable because when I take losses, I don't want to stop doubling down and try to force trades when it's not the right time. Not waiting for setups, patience, high leverage. Sometimes it seems pretend because I've never gotten a payout. Maybe I wonder if I'll be more disciplined after the first payout. Did that happen for you? Absolutely not. Actually, when I first got my first payout, it probably made me less disciplined. And I would argue that that is common for most people who struggle and struggle and struggle, don't stay disciplined. They get a payout, and it's all of a sudden like, oh, I made it. I'm good to go. I'm not going to struggle again. And then you're potentially worse. That's how it happened for me. So I often, I've said this before. This may be hard for some people to hear, but discipline is not developed through responsibility. So when you get a family, that may, you have your first child or whatever it might be, that may make you more disciplined, but that's a correlation. That's not causation. These things that happen to us, they don't make us more disciplined. The discipline comes from our willpower, so from making the hard decisions every single day. So let's take getting a live account or getting a payout for the first time, whatever it might be, or the second or third time. When that responsibility comes on, that discipline is not a causation of this extra responsibility. Sometimes it is a correlation, but I would almost guarantee you that it's not going to just flip a switch and all of a sudden you're disciplined in life. That's not how things work. You have to develop your discipline outside of trading and then incorporate it into your trading. What I recommend, and you guys have heard me talk about it before, is we need to develop discipline into our daily routine. That way, when we sit down with our risk management plan in front of us and the temptation of the charts in front of us, we can sit there with the discipline that we've already acquired from our daily routine, that we make that conscious choice every single day to do something hard that we don't want to do, that we know is beneficial for our long-term goals. That's the discipline that we have to develop if you want to become consistently profitable here. Because even some big guys in the trading game, you guys may know a few from social media, but they struggle hard with discipline. You could see big numbers get racked up, but those losses are equally as big. And that's because it's the same thing that you're talking about is, for revenge trading, doubling down, say, oh, I lost this money this quickly. I can make it back even faster if I up my contract size. Trust me, you're not alone in that feeling. And it's very common, but truly do try to, I wouldn't even say try. If you want to become consistently profitable, you have to develop discipline. And that discipline comes from other areas of your life, like working out, like starting that diet, like staying consistent to it, like taking a cold shower in the morning or a cold plunge, whatever it might be for you. Maybe you really, really don't want to run, but you know it's going to be beneficial for you. Start running. Start making those hard decisions, because those accounts getting passed, whatever it might be, where you think, once I reach this level, this discipline, this consistency will just come once I reach this point. No, it's daily decisions. It's daily choices. It's a hard thing every single day. And you could be 5 years into consistency. And if you choose to stop doing these hard things, if you choose to, follow your emotions, if you choose to, continue in this rumination of fear of missing out or revenge trading. 5 years into this, it can switch just like that. So hopefully you're starting to understand that this is a daily choice and it's not easy. It's very difficult to do. So I encourage you to do something hard for me personally, and I would encourage this. It's helped me a lot. Is for me, I will not take a trade unless I've taken a cold shower in the morning, because getting out of those sheets, those warm sheets in the morning, making the conscious decision to say I'm going to take a cold shower no matter how much I do not want to do it. I get out of bed and I take that cold shower. Just like this morning, I'm at my parents' house, kind of on vacation mode. We have a short week this week, but this morning I was like, for me also, it's not even every time I trade. It's every time I run a session, I force myself to take a cold shower in the morning. It's just a challenge I've set for myself, but it truly has helped with any emotions that come my way. The cortisol on a scientific level, the cortisol and adrenaline that is produced when you just jump into that cold water, especially getting out of a warm bed, boom, immediately heart rate spikes, your adrenaline cortisol spikes, you become more focused and your breathing shortens. What I have to do before I get out of that shower, what I make myself do as a challenge, is to slow my breathing, slow my heart rate, control myself in that high stress area. So then when I sit down to trade, that cortisol that I feel then, I now know how to manage that stress better because of what I did this morning. And again, it's a daily choice. It doesn't matter how experienced you are, how long you've been consistent. If it's not a choice daily, you're setting yourself up for failure. It's one of those things. It's just like anything. Just like anything, if you're not making those daily choices, it's one of those things. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. Let's see what else we got. Goodness, yeah, it's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. I can pass many evils, but I get to the expedition and I cannot pass. I will work on it. Thank you. Yeah, of course, man. I also noticed that I trade way better when prop firms have tighter rules rather than looser rules. Got to overcome that. Yeah, I think having those rules are really beneficial, but on a broader perspective, I think it is potentially better to not have those rules because it forces you to be more disciplined. And I think that discipline is something that is lacking, and it is far too common to see undisciplined people. And so I say good when we face these challenges of these mental battles that we have to face, these hurdles that we have to overcome. Good. It will make us better people coming out of it, though it may be a tough lesson, a trial that may seem overwhelming, that we may not pass, but I promise you, you can do it. It's just going to take a lot of work and choices daily. So, good. If, it's just one of those things. We know what the goal is. We know how to get there. It's how bad do you want it? Bub said, I struggle with discipline and knowing when to walk away. Today was a perfect example. I was down $200. I remember thinking to myself, I should call it a day. And then I ended up digging myself in a deeper hole. Again, it's a very common experience. This is not individualized. We all go through these feelings. And I think having a community like the one we have here where, people are truly helping each other in the chat. I know you guys are, some of you are DMing each other on the side. You guys are DMing me, Braden, Jojo about how to help. That community aspect really does help. And, just like raising a family, starting a family, it takes a village. It takes good community to develop a really good relationship, not only with your kids, but, become productive members of your society or your community, whatever it might be. So having a place where you can hold yourself accountable, have people as your accountability partners, like pick someone. You could pick me even. This stuff is really, really helpful. And so when you feel those feelings coming up, maybe just text and chat like, hey, I'm feeling this. Be vulnerable. Especially for men, but it's common everywhere in the Western civilization to, view vulnerability as a weakness, to where it's like, oh, I could do this on my own. But I promise you that vulnerability is a strength to, show your weaknesses and say, I need help or I need some guidance. That is truly what makes strong men and strong women. So asking and reaching out to your community for help, like us, we're here. We will help you get through that stuff if it's a mental challenge. just encourage you guys to lean on each other, to not lean on your own understanding, but to lean on God's as well. Removing that temptation for your life when you hit your mental drawdown or your risk management plan. If you're down $200 and that's the mark of the day, to get off the lives, to stop watching the charts. Don't give yourself the opportunity to make those mistakes. Just if you know that a temptation for you, even though your broker may be shut down, is watching the charts or watching JoJo's session, it can be really beneficial to just put that stuff down and walk away. Or maybe you go to work out and you still want to listen in just in case there's some good, some gold nuggets in there from JoJo talking. Maybe just put in your headphones, have Discord shut, you're not looking at the charts, and you're doing something else actively, like going for a run, you're working out, whatever it might be, or you're driving in the car. But if not, if you know that's still going to be temptation where that's an open door for you to walk in and, open your broker and take a trade. You need to be in the mental space to be able to say, no, I know this isn't good for me. I know it's not beneficial for my risk management plan or my account or my long-term goals. I know that none of this is good. So just shut that door. Don't allow yourself these small little baby steps. I was just talking to someone this morning about how trading, it can become an addiction very quickly. And the same way an alcoholic or a dope fiend might be sober, they might be doing a really good job. Why would they put themselves in a position to slip up? Why would they go hang out with their old dope friends, and everybody else is smoking or shooting up or whatever it might be? Or for a past alcoholic, maybe they've been sober for 6 months and they see a pub with some old friends in it. Do you think it's beneficial for them to walk in there? Absolutely not. So I just really encourage you guys to shut that door when you know these bad habits. These little steps, these baby steps, can lead to some detrimental consequences. Just be aware of this stuff. None of this is easy. None of this is easy, especially when we include primal emotions like greed and fear. I mean, that stuff's humans have been battling greed and fear for the dawn of human history. So understand that it's a collective experience. You're not alone. Lean on your neighbor and shut the door to temptation. Walk away. Do something productive. Whether that's just getting outside, taking some deep breaths, going to the gym, working out, reading a book, start playing an instrument, developing on a new skill, whatever it might be. I encourage you to shut that door and distract yourself. Not on your phone, not in that way, but to distract yourself with a skill set or something that is positive in your life. And maybe it's just calling your mom or your dad or your brother, sister, your friend, or whatever it might be. That stuff can really, really help. Hopefully that resonates with a few of you. I've seen it. Excuse me. I've seen it. They don't lead by example, and it's hard to follow. Yeah. I put my smokes in a lot box to give myself a 4-day. Yeah, good. A cook unity is great. So crazy when you see how your mind works when that box is locked. Yeah. Oh my gosh. It's crazy. And it's not even, for me, it really helps understanding how things work. And I was talking to my dad about this. I listen to neuroscientists. I'm just a nerd when it comes to understanding how the mind and body works. And so for fun, I'll do research and listen to specific podcasts based on the anatomy of the brain and whatnot. And we're talking about meth addicts and methamphetamine, how they hijacked dopamine, essentially dopamine control centers in your brain, and they are starting to rewire how you find willpower and how you get out of bed in the morning. And real dope addicts, it's not like this thing where it's like, rub some dirt on it, pick yourself up by the bootstraps. It hijacks areas of your brain that are in control of these dopamine centers, which are in control of your willpower, why you get out of bed. So at a certain point, not only does it cause brain damage in all areas of your brain, but it also hijacks your willpower, the reason you get out of bed in the morning. And so, when we talk about how dangerous these habits can become, I know that's an extreme example, but we have to be aware of how your brain chemistry works and how the rewiring works. When we do things like revenge trade over and over and over again, those pathways in your brain are making a stronger and stronger electrical connection. So your default now will be revenge trading. If you do not block that, shut the door to temptation, and start to form other habits to where those electrical signals to revenge trade are becoming less and less, and your ability and your willpower and your tendencies start to shift to good habits, to where when you hit that daily drawdown, you shut the computer, you walk away. And for me, that really helps to understand how things work, and not just like buck up, kid, like get back on the horse. So that's a good mentality to have sometimes, but like your brain is consistently altering. It doesn't matter your age. We used to think that neuroplasticity just stops at the age of 25 for whatever reason. Yes, it does slow down dramatically, but there is always neuroplasticity in your brain and the ability to change neuron connections and whatnot. So, especially if you guys are around my age, a bit younger, but it doesn't matter, really, truly, any age. The more bad habits you form, the stronger the connections are going to get, the harder it's going to be to break that stuff. And on a physical level inside of your brain. So just, try to realize that, understand it, break those habits, and start working on good habits, because it, on both sides, if you're working on good habits, it will become easier to do that. If you have bad habits, it just becomes easier and easier to do that, which makes it harder and harder for you to get out of that hole. So start today. Start breaking those habits and working on good stuff. Okay, sorry, dude. You guys could tell, hopefully, that I'm passionate about this stuff. Let's see what else we got. Um, what else we got? It took me a while to trust that the market would be there tomorrow. I used to linger in the feelings that this trade is my only chance. This group has helped me embrace the marathon. I love that. I love that. I often talk about the perspectual shift from these quick gains to long-term progress, what this might look like in 5-10 years. And same with this company. When I talk with these Jojo and Braden about long-term goals and stuff, we're not here to grab money. Like, I am truly trying to make a difference in people's lives. And if that means making less money right now, cool. Like, I'm here for the 5-10 year plan. Like, that's how trading should be like for you guys. And that's how trading is for me. Sometimes I will still, it's not like these mentors are perfect people. You guys know that. I still slip up. I still make mistakes in my trading where I have perfect risk management plan. I mean, literally, I don't think I could get better on some of my risk management plans on a technical aspect. But sitting there, it's hard. It's very difficult. So I'm not preaching from a pedestal, folks. I've been there, and like I mentioned earlier, it is a daily choice to do the right thing, just like in every aspect of your life. So I hope you guys, also adopt that mindset and stay away from those negative thoughts. When, you do slip up, it is not beneficial at all to, sit there and ruminate on these negative thoughts about, is this even possible? Am I going to do it? Maybe it's not for me. That's not beneficial at all. Shift it to, what can I learn from this? How can I improve from this mistake I just made? What can I learn? That shift can make all the difference in not only your trading career, but your life in general. Green, I removed TradingView from my phone. Good, man. That's good. If I open up my broker, I will take a trade, so I just have to stay out. It's like having cookies in the house. I'm just trying to put my family in a more positive position and get to spend time with them. I was hoping trading would help me get there, and that motivation would be enough to stick to what I need to do. Yeah, it's a great motivation. Just like that old saying. Let's see if I can remember it. I can't remember it. Something to the effect of, the man who has a why can always go further than the man who has a how, or whatever it might be. You guys know what I'm talking about. You guys have heard of it. But it's a great reason why. But also putting yourself in the position, like, to become a doctor or a lawyer. As 6 to 10 plus years of schooling potentially. So the aspects of knowing that career, that skill set, takes a long time to develop, to get good at your craft and be consistent. Why would it be any different for this skill set? Why would it, you expect to come in here and make money in the first couple months? That's a dangerous headspace to be in. Putting yourself in the headspace of, like, potentially a group like this. And I'm not saying you guys have to stay in Eternal Exchange, but finding a community that really aligns with your values, what you guys, how you learn, all this stuff. Once you find a group like that. It's essentially like you're paying tuition towards your long-term goals. And the goal about, what we're doing is to not only make people financially literate, but give them the skill set where they can truly step away from the rat trap and or the rat race as they call it, just make some real change. Like your goal here to, that's why Jojo started this. I don't know if he shared this with you guys, and I don't know if I don't think I'm overstepping a line, but he started this to put his family in a better position financially, and that was his why. But with that mindset comes a lot of problems. You could be, because you want to make a change quickly, and you can see other people making money so quickly. It's easy for you to just over leverage, to trade too heavily, to just try to make this thing happen. And what happened for me and what happened for Joe is that understanding, that finally getting that perception to shift from I can make money really quickly to I need to invest in my skill set. Once I have this skill set and this discipline built up, that's when I can start slowly scaling up. You guys have to find that consistency though. If not, you're just shooting yourself in the foot. You really are. I'm trying to catch up in the chat, guys. I apologize. I love to talk. It's a blessing and a curse. As someone that used to have a drug problem, trading is incredibly difficult since it fires similar brain chemicals to trigger that addictive personality. Having this community, especially John's consistent wellness lessons, helps immensely. Comment and learn how to battle and keep calm while trading. Dude, that's awesome, man. And I appreciate you, coming forward and sharing your journey. This community is really special to my heart, and I think we all, if we lean on each other and truly, I don't know, man. I really do believe that this community is going to do really good things, and we're going to see growth individually and collectively, and things are going to change for the better for all of us. So I appreciate you coming forward and talking about that stuff. It just makes my heart happy to see that, however small the change might be, or whatever we're doing, I just am happy to see that stuff. So thank you. Let's see. Oops. Apologize. I'm on my laptop and things just sometimes don't work the way I want them to. Let's see. There we go. All right, moving on. Let's see what else we got. Unprocessed trauma and personality traits will show itself through your behaviors related to the charts. It's just a big mirror. Absolutely. That's funny. I don't know if I've seen you often in my sessions. Maybe you've changed your name, but if you're new, welcome to the community. Groovy Guava. I love the name too. But I talk about that often. And, unprocessed trauma could be something that I think we all know, even if you haven't thought about it before on an intuitive level, subconscious level, that how unprocessed trauma can truly affect every aspect of your life, and especially when we talk about things where there's heightened levels of fear and greed, like trading. It really does show itself, and it's just one of those things. Just came back, started with y'all and Traders of All. Oh, awesome, man. Well, good to see you back. But I talk about how journaling can be so powerful. Writing about, and I don't know if you guys have seen the study, I could probably find it and link it to you guys. You do 2 or 3 sessions of journaling, and I know this sounds difficult, and it is journaling about the most traumatic experience of your life for 20 to 30 minutes. And if you do want to try this, I just really encourage you to be in a safe space where if you need support, go get support, whether that's friends or by a specialist or, a professional, do that. But, the study showed that people who journal for only 2 or 3 times across a week or 2 weeks of the most traumatic event in their life, leaving that space, there was 100% across the board. People saw a positive impact, not only on their emotional state, but their mental state as well. And they were able to talk about that trauma without breaking down, or that experience without breaking down, without this massive flood of emotions or whatever it might be. And it truly made a change. And it doesn't have to be even that, to that extent. If you guys are struggling with something that maybe in your mind a little bit not as serious, but all these things that go unprocessed can, your subconscious is truly driving how you live daily. The things that your principles that you grew up with, whatever it might be. We could jump into theological discussion about why we do the things we do, but I'm telling you, most of it is subconscious drivers. And if there's trauma in your life that has not been worked through, and these bad habits have not been worked through, you're going to really struggle when it comes to trading or anything that involves high levels of emotion. So I really, really do encourage journaling. And if you haven't done it before, just sit there and start writing about your day. A lot of my journal entries start with how I woke up. Did I go for a cardio session in the morning or not? Did I take a cold shower or not? And I just write kind of about my day, and then all of a sudden it just flows into some deeper stuff almost every single day. Sometimes they stick to just surface level stuff. I did this, I ate this, I went to the gym, X, Y, and Z. But often, if you haven't started, just start writing about your day, and things will start to unfold in front of your own eyes just by writing, putting pen to paper. It's a pretty cool experience. Funny thing, I never had an alcohol problem, but when I stopped drinking cold turkey and have been happy with it, but trading the bad habits hard to break. Yeah, I mean, the primal emotions so hard. Shower work and inner parenting skills have helped me with that. I'm in recovery too. Love your passion, dude. I love you guys speaking about this stuff. I talk about community all the time and how we're trying to facilitate something where people are open and vulnerable, and that shows such deep strength. And when you guys talk about this, just know that even if I don't say it, I am truly thankful for you guys stepping forward and sharing your experiences. And when you do that, you realize that you're not alone, that so many people have gone through very similar situations, and you guys could help each other. I love that stuff. I love you guys. Thank you. um love your passion about the topic, bro. Could you give us an action plan and mental journaling template? Let me take a picture of that real quick so I can actually come up with put in useful PDF something that you guys can work out, or excuse me, something that I can come up with and give you guys some actionable protocols and tools to help with that stuff. But recognizing chopping price action before you tilt is definitely hard. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's just like any temptation. Recognizing that this is going to be a bad thing for you, or a baby step towards something that can be detrimental. It's hard. It's hard. It's that mental choice, or that daily choice that we have to make. Right now, as far as could I give you an action plan and mental journaling template, the get a pen and paper. I will come up with some good tools and protocols and outline for you guys. But as of right now, get a pen and paper, start writing. Start about how you woke up, how you felt this morning, what did you do after you woke up. And then I promise you, if you just sit there and dedicate 20 minutes to 15 minutes even to writing, you will, things will open up, things will start to unfold. Talk about, maybe I've been struggling a little bit like this with this. I felt a little bit off. And then ask yourself, what I do when I'm writing, I like, what did I put the other day? It was a couple weeks ago actually, but I was writing, I need to get outside more. We were in a crunch period in internal exchange as far as admin side of things. And, I spent a ton of time in front of the computer and wasn't getting out very often, and I wrote in my journal, I feel a little off lately. And then I literally write down why, question mark. And then I walk through why. It's like, I've been in front of the computer. I should probably get outside more. And then, you just start asking yourself why, should I be doing it? It just flows. And it's just like anything. Once you start journaling, it becomes easier and easier, and you really dive into some deep stuff. And journaling is just a way that I can measure, my progress, not on a trading level, but, even though that is true, but also on a life level. Like, that stuff's really important. And if you guys, some of the biggest inspirations when it comes to historical figures, almost all of them kept journals. And it's like, oh, why were they so good at interpersonal relationships and their own relationships with themselves and with their loved ones, and on a bigger level, how are they so introspective? And then you look back and it's like, oh, they all keep a daily journal. And like people like founding fathers, volumes and volumes and volumes, huge, lifetimes of works and writings and journals. And that's, how they got to the position they were at, of truly mastering yourself, your own emotions, understanding why you do the things you do, bring that subconscious stuff to a conscious level, dealing with these traumas and whatnot. It is so powerful. And if, you know, you want to kind of break away from the either the monotonous, day-to-day stuff, I'm having a hard time in articulating what I'm trying to say here, but if you want to truly expand your mind and work on some things that you're really passionate about, and just open up, change, move to a different wavelength. Journaling is a way to do that, and we could look at 1,000 historical figures that are just fantastic, and almost every single one of them kept a diary or a journal, and they do it daily. It's pretty incredible. Embrace the marathon. I have to write that down. Absolutely. Evan, a man who has a why can bear any hell. Thank you, dude. I am slow in the chat. That is exactly what I was talking about. Yes, I was off. I was off by a bit. You guys got the point. Um, I don't know if this helps screen, but this is mine. I print it and write on it daily. Oh, that's so cool. I love that. How do you pronounce your name? Samaya? Is that it? Hopefully. That's awesome. Appreciate you sending that too. It's super cool. Um, Green, it's hard to find a community with a mentor that consistently practices what they preach. Yeah, man. I mean, that's life. It's hard. It's hard. Life is hard. Well, we can leave it there, but yeah, finding good people who are trying to improve themselves daily. I mean, it's a hard choice for yourself. It's even harder to find those people, but that's why I truly mean it when I say I love you guys. And when you guys come out with your potentially traumas or past struggles that you've dealt with, and you are vulnerable enough to share that stuff and realize that it's helping not only yourself when you share that, but others. I mean, that is stuff of gold. Like, those are the relationships you have to savor. You have to water those relationships the same way you would want to water a plant to keep them alive. That stuff's so cool, and I love that. I love that. Appreciate you guys a lot. That's my why too. I started trading, then found out a week later I was 5 months pregnant. So, and that's why. Then the why became really important. Yeah, I mean, that's huge. That's huge. How old is your son or daughter now? So cool. I see the picture. Got a little one in your arms. Um, Thanks for sharing. I'm a super visual learner and process, so the more graphic organized images and fill in the blanks I could find, the better. I'm the same way, Lamaya. I'm going to come up with some better, really good PDFs for journaling and whatnot moving forward, and put it under the useful info tab for you guys to download and potentially print off every single day. I think that would be good. I'm the same way. I try to integrate videos and stuff, and I'm still working on it into my lessons, like for wellness and psychology and risk management and all that. And we're actually going to move into some more exciting, beneficial topics here shortly. But I'm trying to integrate, visuals and lessons and stuff. And we've gone through the testing phase. It all works great. And then I get to this channel and it just breaks. It doesn't want to work for me. But we are working on it, and hopefully that will add some more value to you guys soon. Do you have a top favorite book on psychology? Oh man, that's a hard one. So I gained a lot of my understanding through consistent learning, and I didn't have a lot of revelations in my experience where it's like, oh, they clicked, and it's like, oh, just it was a long journey and consistent journey. It's a daily journey, but I really listen to a lot of Andrew Huberman and some of his guests, and specifically, especially when it has he's just a you guys don't know, he's a neuroscientist and ophthalmologist at Stanford School of Medicine, and he invites expert guests on to talk with him. And he's brilliant at taking really hard to understand information and breaking it down in a way that's digestible for everybody. And I really appreciate that from him. So every time there's a psychology guest on his podcast or something to do with the mind-body connection or whatever it is, I tune in and listen to right away. So I gain a lot of understanding from that. But as far as psychology books, I have to go back and look at my books. I typically look at it maybe a little differently than most people. I typically have a problem and I want to know how to solve that problem, and that's how I go and look into books. And so one of them I would highly recommend for anyone, and it's really good, is James Clear's Atomic Habits. That's a really good book as far as understanding how habits form on a mental level and what we can do to break bad habits and build these good ones. That's a really good one. I have a few other right now. I'm reading the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I'm only a chapter in, but that seems like a good one. But I have a few, and I'm struggling to bring them to mind right now. But I could come up with a few books for you guys that I would highly recommend. But yeah, I think it's definitely for me. I think a little different than most people. I just love obtaining information for my understanding of problems that I have. So Andrew Huberman, a great resource. And if you jump on hubermanlab.com, you can search for topics that you might be struggling with. And I almost guarantee you he has an expert guest on or a solo episode with himself that you can just listen to. And I'm really excited. He's coming out with bite-sized podcasts right now. He's doing anywhere from 2 to 4 hour podcasts, sometimes for specific guests, even longer, like the sleep one with Dr. Matthew Walker. There was, I don't know, it was like 12 hours of lessons. So, it was a lot. It was really good. But he's coming out every Thursdays with bite-sized 30-minute podcasts, and they're based on previous episodes that he's done. So you could just search a topic. Hopefully he'll have like a 30-minute thing, so you can just jump in the car. Maybe it's a quick workout or whatever it is. You can listen to that stuff. Highly recommend him. He's great. Um, how did you feel before the trade? Give us actually. How did you feel during the trade? How do you feel after the trade? That's journal. Yep, great. Couple simple questions. Very interested. I did not know that. Thank you for all your input. I appreciate you. Have a great day. See you, man. Have a good one. Yes, you got it. Thank you. 7 months. Oh, that's amazing. Congratulations. What a gift that is. I hope God blesses me with a family one day. So cool. Um, the one with David Goggins blew my mind. Yeah, the anterior mid-cingulate cortex. That's a fantastic topic to jump into. That's one of my favorites. And reading through stuff like that and listening and gaining an understanding of why we do the things we do. That's one of the reasons I incorporated a daily cold shower if I want to do anything strenuous. Again, I'm not perfect. Sometimes I don't take my cold shower, but that's why I do it. That's why I did it this morning. I was getting out of bed. I'm like, I just have to do a few things for work. Having that mental battle while I'm laying in my warm sheets. Like I really don't need to take a cold shower. But then for me, that's a trigger. Like knowing that those are thoughts, like I don't want to. It's like I know I have to now. Like get out of bed, go jump in that cold water. And my neck's been a little sore just from traveling the last couple of days. This morning because I was already tense. That was rough. But man, I'm always glad I did it when I get out. Um, Thanks, John. Always special to hear from you. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you a lot. Any special foods you're looking forward to munching on? Dude, I'm not a huge fan of Thanksgiving food, to be honest with you. I really enjoy stuffing, but I've never been a turkey fan. Dude, I'm all about steak. My mom, she said she's gonna go buy me some flat iron steak today. I'm gonna make some Chipotle style steak. I'm super excited for that. But I think I'm gonna have ham. I'll be jumping in on stuffing and some good salads and stuff. But I'm excited for that. What about you guys? How are you guys spending this Thanksgiving? How are you guys prioritizing your relationships? Because again, I don't want to get it confused when we talk about how to improve trading and what to do mentally and all this stuff. It's important, but it's not sufficient. It's necessary, but not sufficient. Like Huberman always talks about. What makes life truly special is the relationships we have with each other. Because I'll tell you, from the travels I've done, typically the happiest people that I meet, truly the happiest, their baseline's happy, they have the most profound relationship with their loved ones, are often the most poor, often the people who financially don't have a lot. When their pockets are empty, they're so mentally rich. And I, when we talk about this stuff, I think there's so much good that money can do, and that's why I do this stuff. That's why I'm looking into, I just bought my first investment property, and I'm working on this community. I'm constantly working on my trading, doing all these things, so that I can use that money for good. So we can push towards this nonprofit that we're working on. So we can do, good things. Like we had a friend this weekend. I went to play or watch my cousin play football at Idaho State University. It was his last game, and we had all the uncles, aunts, and cousins there. And this guy he's a family friend that we stay at his house, and he's done really, really well for himself financially. He's one of the most generous hosts I've ever seen. I mean, steaks, like everything, fresh salmon, steaks from his cattle, the whole 9 yards, constantly giving us food, letting us stay, just, having a great time. That's why I strive to improve my finances, to be able to, be that person for other people because of how much, joy it brings us on a relationship level, being able to, come together. And that is, I'm striving for financial gains to use that money for good. But it doesn't, at the end of the day, all that's good and well. But when we talk about what really matters, I could lose my house, my finances, my car, I could lose it all. What really matters to me is these relationships. So as we move into these holidays, I really hope you guys take that to heart. And I know a lot of you understand that, but just here's a reminder: like, go tell your loved ones that you love them, give them that really big squeeze when you see them, and just look them in the eyes and say, I really appreciate you and I value your relationship. And that's those little seeds that you plant, the water that you give to it. That's what makes life special, and that's what I think all of us really do care about at the end of the day. So I just encourage you guys as we move into these holidays, especially to, keep that at the forefront of your mind. Put trading to the back of your head. Like, it's important. Yeah, we're trying to develop this skill. We're in it for the marathon, and but man, it's those things that really, really do matter. At least for me. Hopefully, you guys agree. Um, Evan, I'm going to spend the day with my in-laws, and I'm cooking 2 turkeys and my smoker this year. Nice, dude. I love smoke. My dad got a smoker a couple years ago. Some of the best chicken I've ever had, and we do a tri-tip on it too. It's just, that stuff hits. That stuff's good. What else you guys got for me? I know my camera angle's a little weird, and I'm always looking down. I'm just gonna try to tune in my setup for tomorrow and a risk management class on Wednesday. But hopefully it wasn't too bad. Hopefully the audio is not bad either. Try to set it up this morning as best as I could. Yeah, if you guys have anything else for me, please shoot out in the chat. I'm here for you guys, and maybe you don't think of something now, but my DMs are always open. I know the rest of the team as well. JoJo's traveling today, but he'll be back on tomorrow. But yeah, if you guys don't have anything else for me, encourage you guys to go do something hard today. Grow that anterior mid-cingulate cortex. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Andrew Huberman with David Goggins, he's got a great episode on that. Just do something hard. Choose the right food at the grocery store. Stay hydrated, but potentially more important than all that is go tell your loved ones that you love them. Water that relationship. Do the things that you care about, and follow your heart above all things. If you're struggling at your job and you really don't want to be there, I'm not saying get up and quit today. I'm saying follow your heart, make an actionable plan to work on an exit plan to exit whatever position in life that you don't want to be at, and work towards something that really does matter. Because looking back, listening to those of us who have lived their lives, or 85 years old, and looking back on their life, what do they wish they did? Almost always spend more time with family, take risks that they were too scared to take, and not pick the safe route. And just, life's too short for that. Tomorrow's not guaranteed, so I encourage you guys to follow your heart and do something beneficial for your heart daily. So I appreciate you guys a lot. Thanks for your time, John. Really appreciate your guys' time too, being here with me. So yeah, appreciate you guys' time. Looks like that's it for today. So tomorrow I'm running psychology and a wellness lesson. We integrated those together, and then Wednesday we have a risk management stuff. And let's see, I have a reminder for you guys. So we're opening up voice channels in the Discord. So if you guys wanted to chat with each other, it's kind of a trial run. Hopefully you guys, especially who have been here for a while, you guys know our values. If someone's getting a little out of line, just send one of the admins a message real quick, and we'll take care of it. But I'm gonna give you guys the opportunity to chat with each other. We're opening up a gaming channel for those of you guys who like to game, but there's a regular chat room as well if you guys just want to talk about the charts or life or whatever it might be. So check that stuff out. We got some exciting stuff coming, but again, it is a short week this week because we want to encourage not only for ourselves to spend time with family, but encourage you guys to get away from the charts. Price action is going to be crap during Thanksgiving anyway and Black Friday, so stay away from it. Take a break. reset, focus on your heart, focus on your relationships, and move forward. If you guys don't have people to go to this Thanksgiving, jump on the voice chat or reach out to us, and we'd be happy to talk with you, be with you through these holidays, because I know holidays for a lot of people are really, really tough. So we're here for you. Lean on the community members in here, and we'll do some cool stuff. All right, folks. Well, that's it for today, and I truly do love you guys, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Catch you guys tomorrow.